Kia ora and welcome to the 2025 Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships. My name is Stephen Kent and I'm here with Matthew Hutchings, 2016 Olympian, for his expert commentating tonight. Matt, we've got some exciting races tonight. We're starting off with the 400 IM. Georgina McCarthy, strong performance this morning in the females, and then Ariel Machirahondo in the males getting that World Junior time.
Yeah, and I think, coming into an event like this, the 400 IM tends to be one of those races, quite a spread out field, so you like to see some strong, confident swims. We saw that with Ariel. He's under that junior qualifying time for the third time, very similar to what he did a few weeks ago back at national age group, so he'll be looking to make a run potentially at his national age group record. And as we were talking about before, Georgina McCarthy in striking distance of that World Aquatics qualifying time, so we'll see where she's at as she goes through those splits tonight.
Yeah, then we move on to the multi-class event with the 100-metre breaststroke for the male and female. Gabrielle Smith and Josh Wilmer this morning getting under their qualification standards. Josh breaking New Zealand record as well, so he'll be looking to try and improve on that one tonight. We then move on, we're going to have the 50 freestyles. So that was, day one to have that event is amazing. This morning in the females, Zoe Pedersen under the World Junior qualifying time. She'll be up against some more of her seniors, Laura Quilter and Chelsea Edwards.
Yeah, I was going to say, great to see some good young talent coming through there, on the men's side. Harrison Clowens, Club 37, taking out the top seed. Laura Quilter, someone we've swum with back in the day, so showing her veteran savvy a little bit there this morning, so she'll be looking to put down a good time. But as you said, first day of the meet, I'm sure some of those 50 freestylers are excited. They don't have to wait all week to race that one.
Yeah, and well done to Igor Razanov this morning, getting that World Junior qualification as well, so he'll be in that A final tonight. We then move on, we've got the 100 fly, Milan Glidmeyer this morning under the World Junior qualifying standards, up against Vanessa Auerhand in that 100 fly. They'll be looking for that national title. Always an exciting race, to have, once again, some junior and senior athletes racing against each other.
Yeah, and I think, Vanessa Auerhand, we saw her this time last year at Olympic trials, really good through the heats, but tends to drop a bit of time in the night session, so looking for a big, exciting swim there. As we say, the veterans going against some of these younger talent, and it's sort of the joy of having this open age group with the 17 and 18-year-olds here, really creating a little bit more competition.
Yeah, of course, and in the men's 100 fly we'll also have Caleb Carlisle. He went through fastest qualifier for tonight, so that'll be good to watch him back it up tonight. We then move on to our distance events. We've got the 800 freestyle for the females. We've got Erica, Eve and Caitlin, our 3 Olympian females from last year from that 4x2, having to go at each other in this 800 free. Yeah,
potentially a chance for the most exciting race of the night. We've got three Olympians going head-to-head, a really strong point for our swimming at the moment, that women's distance freestyle. 1 800 spot available, really going, so a lot of good head-to-head racing to see there.
Yeah, then we move on to the 1500 freestyle, where we'll have Lan Hamlin-O versus Louis Clark. The North Shore battle, Coast versus North Shore there. Those boys are looking to also do some open water events at the World Champs, so I know there's a bit of a qualification standard on that time as well. We'll then move on to some relay action, club versus club, which is always exciting to end a night. And as we go through, me and Matt will be explaining also that tonight, as well as our open category, we have the 17, 18-year-old final. It'll be before our A final, so with those athletes in that age group, both those heat or finals times count towards that 17 age group final as well. So we'll keep you updated as best we can through the night there, but looking forward to an exciting night of racing.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
Please welcome your technical officials to pool deck. technical officials for this evening. The starters for your female events, Ross Gillespie. The starter for the male events, Joe Russell. The referee for the female events, Ali Sherwood. The referee for your male events, Ron Clark. And our technical director for these championships, Diane Farmer.
Please stand, if you are able, for the New Zealand National Anthem, sung by Liv Taylor and Sione Nofahu. Amazing, thank you very much. We will now have the athlete oath given to you by Monique Warzowski, North Shore.
I declare that we will take part in the New Zealand 2025 Apollo Project Swimming Championships in the spirit of true sportsmanship, recognizing the rules which govern them and wishing to participate them for the honor of our team, country, and the glory of our sport.
Thank you, Monique. And over the course of this week, starting tonight, we are going to be handing out some of our 2024 Swimming New Zealand awards. These awards go to swimmers who have achieved not only here in New Zealand, but also internationally over the last year. Our first award for the week is the Annette Kellerman Cup. The Annette Kellerman Cup is presented to the individual with the best result in open water events in New Zealand and overseas during the 2024 calendar year. This award is often also referred to as the Open Water Swimmer of the Year. Your 2024 winner is Alex Dunkley from Roskill. Alex receives this award for his performances at the 2024 Orange Theory New Zealand Open Water Swimming Championships in Taupo, where he won the men's 10K national title. Alex also performed strongly at the 2024 World Aquatics Junior Open Water Swimming Championships in Sardinia, where he was the highest ranked New Zealand swimmer in the 10K event and progressed to the second round of the 3-kilometre knockout event. This is the second year in a row that Alex has received this award.
We'll be right back with racing after a short break. Welcome back for the first night of finals here at the 2025 Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Champs. Our first final of the evening is the 17-18-year-old final for the 400 individual medley for females. In lane 3, Annabelle Grenfell, Nelson South Swim Club. In lane 4, Freya Hingston, United Swimming Club. And in lane 5, Scout Carter, Icebreaker Aquatics. So the first of our finals tonight, our 17 and 18-year-olds. We may still have some in the A final after this one, but these three ladies will be pushing it tonight to improve on their heat time at.
Yeah, and obviously a little bit of a change this year, bringing the 17 and 18-year-olds age group away from NAGs here to the Open Championships. So, you know, these three girls finally getting their chance. They've had to wait around that little bit extra a month than they normally have. So I'm sure they've been really excited, really itching to get to today. And, you know, the benefit a little bit more open water out there instead of, you know, being in amongst sort of that older crowd. So quite often nice that you get to be in those middle three lanes of the pool. And you know, it feels a little bit more freeing, you know, especially for a race like the 400 IM.
Yeah, we've got Freya Hingston here from the United Swimming Club going out nice and strong in this butterfly leg. She touches in 106.99, coached by Andy McMillan at the United Swim Club. Obviously a bit of a fly pedigree there, so I'm sure they've been working on this second 50 of the fly, transitioning that speed and power into her backstroke.
Yeah, and as always, coming into this backstroke in that 400 IM, you're always sort of telling the swimmers, trying to get up and be as relaxed as possible, but keep that stroke rate up. You don't want to start too far back on the stroke rate, really hard to come over that hill. So making sure the swimmers get out there, really turn those arms over early in the race, generate some good speed without putting too much pressure through underneath the water.
Yeah, it's also targeting some of like what you would perceive as your main strokes as well. So if you're more of a butterfly, it's making sure that's nice and easy and fast. If you're a backstroker, it's making sure you get through that butterfly and get ready to charge through into your backstroke leg. Breaststroker, you always want to save a bit of your legs for your power of your stroke. And then on that freestyle, it's about sort of making sure you get your rhythm up nice and fast. But we see Freya here coming, still holding this little lead through this backstroke leg. Annabelle Grenfell coming back a little bit on her in the second 50 of this backstroke.
Yeah, and I think if you're looking at the back end of that 100 split, I think Freya's doing a really good job relaxing those legs, probably about to tap the breaststroke leg. Annabelle Grenfell a little bit higher on that tempo in the backstroke, made a little bit of a comeback there on that leg, over half a second on that 50. But Freya Hingston looking nice and strong there as she gets out into this breaststroke leg, really attacking that glide, not too much of a pull through the front of her stroke.
Yeah, and if we look into the program in that A final after this, there's only two more athletes of this age group racing. So in theory, these girls are fighting for that gold, silver, bronze here as well. So it's going to be a nice and close. They're going to have to put the pressure on that A final, the 18-year-olds in the next race as well. So good to see them out here trying to push Key thing, though, trying to make that final faster than your heat swim.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, every time you enter the water, all you're trying to do is be a little bit better than the last time you're in. So I'm sure all of these girls will be looking to improve their times in the program. Freya through in a 5:09, so we'll see what her split's looking like here in about 25 metres. I'm sure she'll be looking to come back in around that 108 to that 110 range over that last 100. So we'll be trying to get her here through the 300 under that 4-minute mark.
Scout Carter in lane 5. She's had a strong breaststroke leg. She's come through up into that second place position.
Yeah,
but
Scout
Freya
Carter
turns in 3:56.59.
Yeah, Scout splitting a 43 on the previous 50 for that breaststroke. So really attacking this breaststroke leg. 44 there, a really, really good split. You know, quite often you can find in that 400 IM attacking one split does really tend to drag you through into that next one, but being able to power into that freestyle, get a bit of momentum behind you, kind of gets the juices, gets the adrenaline running just that little bit.
So Freya holding a good lead here into this last 50. 35.08 for that split. So if she holds that time, she'll be looking for another personal best from this morning. So she's got to bring it home here, start putting that pressure on towards that next race.
Yeah, and looking really nice and strong. Probably looking to start bringing that kick in here over that last 25 metres. As we say it, the tempo picks up immediately as she crosses that 25-metre mark on the bottom of the pool. So obviously saving that run for the last 25 metres. As you said, if she can be in that 34-35, looking around that 5:06 mark here for a little bit of a PB.
5:06.13. Freya Hingston coming through for a great finish and another great 3-second personal best there from this morning. Scout Carter through in seconds. 5:16.56. So a little PB for her as well. And Annabelle Grenfell in third with a 5:23.55. As we saw through the race there, Freya nice and strong. And she takes out that winner now, 17, 18-year-old Fun.
As we check the replays there, awaiting the official results. Freya doing a really good job. You can see the moment she passes that last 5 metres, that stroke rate really picks up. Head goes down, picks up those last splits of a second there through the end of the race. As we still await the final results.
And there's the official results. 5:06.13 for Freya Hingston. Up next is our A final of the women's 400 individual medley. In lane 1, Talitha McEwen, Mount Maunganui Swimming. In lane 2, Ariella Riley, Hamilton Aquatics. In lane 3, Teotili Vido, Tahiti. In lane 4, Georgina McCarthy, Hamilton Aquatics. Lane 5, Olivia Bates, North Shore Swimming Club. Lane 6, Amelia Finer, Neptune Swim Club. In lane 7, Maya Adams, Pirate Swim Team. And lane 8, Hannah Abdu, Wharanui Swimming Club.
As the girls enter the water for this A final in the 400-metre individual medley, the time we are looking for here for qualifying, 4:34.06 to make the World Aquatic Championships in Singapore later this year. Georgina McCarthy at 4:52 entered the program this morning around a 4:48 for her best. So she's in striking distance. We'll keep an eye on those 100 splits, seeing where she'll want to be, and we'll get a very early indication through this 100 butterfly if this morning was a little bit more of a cruisy swim to make it into the final, or if she was really pushing that up.
She heads through this first 75 metres in a dominant position already. She knows she's got to pace this right tonight for herself. She's not going to worry about anyone else in this race. Her and her coach, Matt Wolf, going to have a plan on how to strategise just to get those perfect splits. And we know her favourite stroke, backstroke's coming up here.
Yeah, and I think looking at that, the butterfly and the 400 iron really tough to get right. You know, the 100 butterfly on its own is a pretty tough race. To be able to do it fast and controlled, knowing you're about to roll into a 100-metre backstroke and the rest of the 400 IM. So, you know, knowing backstrokes there, she's setting herself up nicely, really controlling that speed. You're not seeing those feet moving behind her too much, really relying on her arms, setting herself up really, really nicely here through this first 150 metres.
Yeah, Georgina's always great to watch in these backstroke legs. Really great stroke, really efficient as she heads through in a 36.4 on that 50.
Yeah, and in second place, Ariella Riley, her teammate. So obviously a really good 400 IM training team down there. We saw Ariella Riley last month at the national age groups, you know, dominated really strong across not only the 400 IM but the 200 of every single stroke. So really, really talented. No real weak spots in her 400 IM. So that, you know, keep an eye on that battle for second as she's there going against the Tahitian visitor there in lane 3. But at the moment, it is all Georgina McCarthy in lane 4.
Big negative split into that backstroke, a 34.88. So a 2:17.1 split. She'll be listening for her teammates and her coach on this first lap of the breaststroke. Really try and wind it up. Make sure that power drives through in those legs.
Yeah, and we're obviously looking for that 3:43, so we'll probably want to see Georgina going through that 300-metre split around that 37-38 mark, giving herself a good time, trying to come back, you know, give herself a 105, 106 closing split, so we'll keep an eye here. You know, 39.86 if we follow the trend of, you know, she negative split that 100 in her backstroke. If she's that same strategy here, we're looking for maybe a 39 mid, 39 low. It's going to be tight, but probably looking where she wants to be here through this 300 metres.
Let's get behind her, guys, as she lifts into this last 25 of her breaststroke leg. Georgina McCarthy. She's trying to pick it up. She wants to finish this breaststroke well. She wants that perfect touch before she heads into her last lap of freestyle, where we're going to need people on the side to wave her on.
3:37, kind of where we were saying she wants to be, really on track. 40.8 for that 50 breaststroke is going to be a really good last 100 to get under this 3:43 qualifying time.
Watching her this morning, this is definitely a different intensity in this freestyle. So her coaches are getting excited on that sideline. They're pushing her through. Let's help her through. Up into second now is our Tahitian visitor. Third place is Olivia Bates from the North Shore. But Georgina with 150 to go. 33.83. 4:11.67. Needs to come home faster than that.
And about a 25-metre lead. It's all Georgina McCarthy, keeping an eye on that clock as she comes in through the last 25 metres, last 15 metres now.
Georgina McCarthy pushing for that time. 5 metres still to go. I think she's just going to miss that time. 4:45.67. National title once again for Georgina McCarthy in that 400 IM. That's a great swim.
The second place, New Zealander Ariella Riley. Third, Olivia Bates, taking out our visitors' silver, Dotil Vidal of Tahiti. But it is Georgina McCarthy, our national champion, here in the women's 400-metre individual medley.
That was a strong performance there all the way through. We saw her lift it up in that backstroke. That second 50 of her backstroke was a great split. She then pushed hard in the breaststroke and then a strong finish in her freestyle.
And we will grab a quick word with Georgina as she hops out of the pool.
And there's our official results for the women's 400 individual medley.
And I'm here with our 400-metre individual medley national champion, Georgina McCarthy. Georgina, congratulations. First of all, faster than this morning. Looked like a tough swim there over that last 25 metres. Do you feel that you executed the race plan coming in?
Well, obviously not, because I didn't get the time that I wanted, so...
But faster than this morning, positives to take away from the swim. Obviously moving forward, feeling good about how the meet's looking with that time?
Yeah. I just wanted it to be way faster, so I've not really got much to say about it, to be fair.
That's right. Well, again, congratulations on your national championship. Ladies and gentlemen, Georgina McCarthy.
We now move on to event 2, the 17, 18-year-old final for the 400-metre individual medley for men. In lane 1, Hunter Sands, Liz Van Wheelie Aquatics. Lane 2, Miles Julian, Matamata Swim Club. Lane 3, Luca Graham, Viking Swim Club. Lane 4, Charlie Russell, North Shore Swimming Club. Lane 5, Curtis Shanks, Jazzy Swim Club. Lane 6, Flynn Grace, Viking Swim Club. Lane 7, Taka Sugiyama, Kiwi. Into this first 17, 18-year-old final for the men. In lane 1, Hunter Sands taking out that first 50. These boys will be looking, this is their age group final, so they're racing for a national title.
Yeah, and some really good times there in this morning swim. Charlie Russell, 5:00. Curtis Shanks, 5:04. Luca Graham, 5:06. So good tight racing there this morning. I'm sure that'll probably tighten up even a little bit here. You know, looking at the final, you know, there's only 7 guys going to make it through to making it through to the night swim. So it probably plays on your mind just a little bit. No need to push it up as hard when you're going out there this morning.
Yeah, it's about them making that A final this morning, obviously. And with this heat here, with these 7 young men, we've also got a few 17, 18-year-olds in the next race in the A final as well. So these boys will be wanting to push through, put down a great performance, find that little bit of extra speed from their morning swim. At the moment, we've got Charlie Russell in the middle. And I think Flynn Grace from the Viking Swim Club out there in lane 6. Pushing for that top spot through this 150 mark. Always critical to see the skills that these boys can keep doing through these 400 IMs. want to stick to those, what you've practiced, Matt, in terms of holding your underwater skills, especially from that backstroke to breaststroke. You've already done that 200 metres through. You'll still want to make sure you get that distance off the wall in that underwater part of the breaststroke.
Absolutely, and obviously turns underwater, such a vital part of swimming. When you come into the 50-metre pool, swimming those long course races, you don't have as many opportunities, so you want to take as many of them as you can, as we see a variety of different backstroke to breaststroke turns. Flynn Grace there from Vikings did a great job to put himself back in the race, and a really good turn. He's popped up in front just from that turn and underwater.
Yeah, one thing I think most of New Zealand learned back from the Dean Kent era of the 400 AM is how important skills was. He always talked about himself not being the fastest of swimmers, but one of the best on skills. And as our sports progress, obviously Lewis Clarebird and now Ariel, we've got some great skilled 400 IMers in our country. So we need to keep it not also improving on the speed, but always on the skills in these 400 AMs. Are really important.
Absolutely, and it comes down to any race. Anytime you can save 0.2 of a second just by being a little bit sharper on a turn, a little bit quicker here or something, over 400 metres, those turns really start to add up without having to do anything faster. As we look at Charlie Russell in lane 4's lost his cap here on this breaststroke leg. Always probably one of the worst nightmares you can think of, heading down that pool with that race still to go.
Great in breaststroke to see a full moulet though, gliding under the water there by Charlie Russell. It's looking strong.
And I think he's lost his goggles as well, looking at that on our screen. I'm not sure if the mullet in the hair is covering the goggles, but either way, I'm sure he's having a difficult time seeing what is going on there.
Still a strong touch though. Here comes Curtis Shanks at that 300 metre mark. He's picked it up in that second 50 of the breaststroke. Little tussle in this last 100 metres now for the 17, 18-year-old final.
Yeah, Curtis Shanks looking really, really good. Nice and long through the front of that stroke. Gets those hands down, those elbows up to catch in front of himself. Hasn't really gone into attack mode on that kick just yet. Perhaps holding for that last turn. Got that sprint home over the finish. But it is Curtis Shanks here by about a body length going into our turn.
These boys will be looking at each other on the way home, I think, so whether that'll fire up those legs in that last 50 metres. In third place is still Flynn Grace from the Viking Swim Club, but definitely Curtis Shanks now taking control of this race with 25 metres to go.
Yeah, and picking up the stroke rate, picking up the kick real nicely here. Really keeping that stroke nice and long out front, though. You'd love to see a little bit more legs there into this finish, but doing a really good job here. A 5:04 this morning. He's going to smash that with a 4:55. Second place to Charlie Russell, improving on his time without a cap and goggles for half of the race. And Flynn Grace takes out our third in the 17 and 18-year-old final.
Yeah, great to see all these boys, most of these boys improving from their heat swim. So some really strong performances. Good to see them take it up a little level. If they had done some of those times this morning, they would have been in that A final. So that's good to know for next time. Really got to throw it down in those heats. There's the official results. The men's 400 IM 17, 18-year-old final. And as those boys exit the pool, we'll be getting ready for our A final. Introducing the men's 400 individual medley A final. In lane 1, Liam Rees, Kiwi. In lane 2, Jack Love, Blenheim Swimming Club. In lane 3, Daniel Creating, Roscoe Swimming Club. Lane 4, Ariel Macharahondo, Swim Rotorua. Lane 5, Blair Helms, North Shore Swimming Club. Lane 6, Hunter Lloyd, Romati Swimming Club. Lane 7, Nathan Walker, Jazzy Swim Club. Lane 8, Nathan Holmberg, Liz Van Willie Aquatics. This will be a great race this evening, this men's 400 IM. Ariel, the 16-year-old, versus the more experienced Blair Helms. It should be a good little battle.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw, as we say, Ariel Machi-Rohondo had an absolutely phenomenal meet back down in Napier at National Age Groups, taking out a number of the World Junior qualifying times. So now here against the 17, 18-year-olds, perhaps a little bit more competition. Maybe we can propel, this will help propel him to a faster time. He's already been under the qualifying time, as we said, was there this morning. His national record for the 16-year-old age group currently sits at 4:21.99. So can he be near that? And, looking at those times on the program, how long can these other boys hang with him?
Yeah, that's right. So obviously they'll be looking for what their strengths are through this 400 IM. They're going to know what Ariel's already done, obviously, earlier. So he'll be looking to push that time, I'm sure, to try and find a little personal best here. And I guess take out his first Open national title as well. So that's exciting for the young guy.
Yeah, absolutely. A really great opportunity for him. Really one of the rising stars in our sport. So a great opportunity here on the biggest stage, racing against some of those older guys. Obviously a shame Lewis is overseas at the moment, racing over there. Doesn't have someone to chase, but he's still in that. He's a great competitive kid, really nice dude. Would love to see him go even faster here today, and we'll see what Blair Helms and Daniel Cretzey can put out there next to him.
Yeah, that's right. Lewis Clarebird over at the Mere Nostrum series at the moment. He went a 4:17 the other day, so good to see where he's at. Unfortunately, not here at our national championships this year. But we have Ariel here. He's taken out this backstroke leg nice and strong. Blair this morning came through, had a really strong breaststroke leg, so I'm sure he'll be making sure to try and stay in contact through this backstroke to breaststroke turn. Once again, looking for those skills.
Yeah, and Ariel, a really well-skilled swimmer, does a lot of that difficult stuff really, really well. All those things that take that little bit more focus, a little bit more work, not a huge amount of weakness in across his strokes. It looks really good here, but at the moment over there in lane 5, Blair Helms hanging with him. He's not letting him get away. Separated by 9 seconds in the program this morning. Blair Helms, a pretty strong breaststroker. He's going to do his job to fight back. It's always nice in a race to have someone you can see out in front of you, let you know you're there. Really good pull out by Ariel, gets nice and deep. All of these boys doing a great job. I always found in the 400 IM, the first thing to go would always be the pull-outs. You're halfway through the race, all you want to do is pop up and take that breast, so that discipline off that wall, really, really good.
A really aggressive stroke here by Ariel in his breaststroke. I really enjoy that. He's really trying to press that head through into that glide position. Keeps it nice and firm, that good feel on the water. Want to pick up that little bit of rating as you're setting up for that freestyle now. Get a great touch on that wall.
Yeah, noticeably comes up high and really propels himself forward more than Blair Helms. 2 different styles, obviously both very effective as they come through the split there. Blair Helms slightly faster over that second breaststroke 50 within. 4 seconds over this 400 IM could go any time, so I'm sure we'll see an improvement on his time in the program.
In third place is Jack Love from the Blenheim Swimming Club, so great to see the South Island rep here going strong for that bronze medal.
Yeah, and Jack having a really good swim there, being up in this third space, out in lane 2. He's breathing across the pool. He'll have the disadvantage of breathing away from all those guys in the middle over that last 50, so putting himself in a position here to sprint to the finish.
He'll also be looking for that 17-18 gold medal as well for his club, so that's great that he's here for that Blenheim Swim Club doing that. But we have Ariel in his last 20 metres now of this 400 IM. He's heading towards his first ever Open national title. It's a strong performance once again by the young fella from Swim Rotorua. 4:24.46. That's a great swim. Blair Helms in second, 4:30.77. And Jack Love coming in for third place. 4:37.54. A great improving swim from his heat time as well. And at the end of this race here, Matt will be catching up with Ariel to discuss his transition from NAGs to Opens, which will be good to hear about what he's been up to and obviously his preparation towards that World Juniors. Once again, obviously under that World Junior qualification standard. That time was 4:30.16, so he smashed that again by 6 seconds. But a great all-round swim, and it's exciting to have him here at our national championships. There's our official results. 4:24.46 for Ariel, 4:30.7 for Blair, and Jack Love taking out the bronze and likely the 17, 18-year-old gold medal.
And I'm here with our national champion, Ariel. Ariel, congratulations again. Last month, you were an age group champion. Today, you are the National Open champion. How does that feel?
No, that feels amazing. It's happy to see I've improved so much from last year, because I raced the same event last year and came third, so it's always good to just keep on improving.
And obviously you had a phenomenal meet back down in Napier. Going from qualifying for all those World Junior times, coming here, what have you been doing in the pool to just sort of keep maintaining? Have you eased up, gone back into hard training?
After Nags, I did definitely take a couple of days off, but I think it was most important to just get back in there so I can get as close to what I did at Nags as possible. But yeah, training's definitely picked up a bit, and it's definitely getting a lot harder just preparing for the big one in August. But yeah, I've just mostly been focusing on like improving my technique, just looking back on my races at Nags, seeing what I can improve on, because at the end of the day, technique's the most important thing, and there's no point getting in there doing hard sessions if you're not thinking about technique.
Perfect. Well, it's clearly working out. Once again, congratulations, National Open champion, Ariel Martirahando.
Introducing event 101, the 100-metre breaststroke women multi-class A final. In lane 4, Gabriella Smith, Viking Swimming Club. And in lane 5, Charlotte Rosen, Whananui Swim Club. Our Paralympian Gabriella Smith this morning going under that world qualification standard. She'll be looking for that improvement tonight. And then Charlotte out of lane 5 from Whananui. She broke the national record for her SB18 class this morning as well. So a great swim from her. She'll be looking to try and better that and get another national record tonight, Matt.
Yeah, and she seems to be breaking a lot of those records here recently in that S18 class. The swimmer from Whananui doing a really, really good job, as well as Gabby, as you said, Paralympian last year. Always interesting to see, post-Olympics, what, a lot of swimmers tend to take some time off. What kind of form do they come back in 12 months? So, really good to see she's back on track, really swimming well. You're heading into the World Para Championships later this year.
The beauty of youth, Matt, you've got to get back on that horse. We want to see these guys at another Paralympics, so good on Gabby to get him back here, making that qualification standard already in previous meets as well as this one. So that's great to see as she strives now for that last 10 metres. Her time this morning, 1:23.46. And that's a good improvement, 1:22.60 underneath that world qualification standard. Well done, Gabby. Charlotte with 25 metres to go. She'll be looking to try and break that national record again.
Yeah, and her time 2:19.98 we saw there this morning. We will see as the clock doesn't keep running. Charlotte doing a really good job. A specialist breaststroke, does a lot of the breaststroke in that S18 class, has a number of national records across the long course and the short course events as well. As we see the final time, 2:13. She smashed her time again from this morning. Another national record for Charlotte Rosen.
Let's give a round of applause to our athletes there. World Para Qualification standard and a New Zealand record. We'll wait for those official results for the multi-class to see who's the winner. A great finish there, 6 seconds faster than this morning for Charlotte. That's a top swim. And Gabriella Smith takes out the national title in our multi-class 100-metre breaststroke. And Matt will grab a quick word with her.
And I am here with our national champion, Gabby Smith. Gabby, congratulations on the win, and also obviously covered your bases this morning, national record, qualifying time. You've gone faster tonight. What were the changes you made over the break?
I think from this morning I definitely had to up my stroke rate a little bit. I definitely could have still been better, but I was happy with it overall.
Nice, and it looks a little bit tough getting out of the pool there, so do you feel like you had a little bit left in the tank, like there's a little more down the road we can find, or is that maxed out at the moment?
I think in preparation for Worlds is always more for the future, but as for now I left it all out there, which is all you can ask for.
Perfect. Well, once again, congratulations, Gabby Smith, national champion.
Introducing event 102, the male 100-metre breaststroke multi-class. In lane 1, Bailey Conlon, swim Rotorua. Lane 2, James Hayden, Club 37. Lane 3, Joshua Wilmer, Coast Swimming Club. Lane 4, Daniel Smith, Pukekohe Swimming Club. Lane 5, Ian Chen, St. Paul Swimming Club. Lane 6, Asher Smith Franklin, North Shore Swimming Club. Lane 7, Joseph Blake, Hamilton Aquatics. Lane 8, Lucas Robbins, Otaki Titans Swimming Club. Some great swims this morning from our multi-class athletes in this male 100 breaststroke. Pretty sure Josh Wilmer went out in a national record in the split for the 50 as well. So it'll be good to see where he's at again this evening as these boys push for that world qualification standard and their own national records.
Asher Smith Franklin looking really strong over there in lane 6. Really got the stroke rate up to start that race. A 1:11.55 this morning. Asher Smith Franklin will be looking for a 1:10.25.
These boys are throwing down tonight. They really want to win this multi-class event for their clubs. Some great rating there by Asher Smith Franklin. Josh Wilmer coming home strong as well in the second 50. Daniel Smith from the Pukekohe Swimming Club. He seems to have that slight lead now as we come 5 metres into the wall. Some really great performances there this evening by these young lads. Josh Wilmer getting another New Zealand record from lane 3. 0.05 faster than his time this morning. And another World Para Qualification time. Great to see here at poolside, a lot of green lit up on that scoreboard, Matt. A lot of boys going faster than this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, that's kind of all you can ask for. The more green you see up on that board, the more positive it is for everyone in there. So, and it's some really good competitive races out there. As I said, Asher Smith Franklin really took it out there. Daniel Smith, really, as we see the replay, really just had that little bit more length in every stroke, getting that little bit further ahead every single time really helped him out over that last 2 or 3 strokes.
So there's our final results. Daniel Smith taking out the multi-class gold medal in 109.62. Ian Chen, the silver medal, and Josh Wilmer taking out the bronze in the multi-class with his national record.
And I'm here with Josh Wilmer. Josh, congratulations. 2 national records in one day and qualifying for the World Champs. How does that feel?
Yeah, it hurt, eh? It really hurt. Oh.
Just out a little bit too fast, but overall, feeling happy with the swim?
No, real stoked with it. Better than Paris, so that's all I can really ask for. So
perfect. And then time to get back in the pool and work hard before Singapore, eh?
Yeah, do some more mahi, eh?
Well, congratulations again. All the best for the rest of the week. And I will talk now to our champion, Daniel Smith from Pukekohe Swim Club. Daniel, congratulations. Look, we got out fast in that race. Really looked like you were focusing on extending that stroke at the end. Was that the goal?
Yeah, it was. I was just trying to not go too fast on the first 50 and then be able to push on the way back.
Nice. And obviously, looking at that, looking to extend that to the 50, maybe a 200 later in the week?
But definitely try to do the same thing in the 50, but a little quicker.
Perfect. Well, once again, congratulations, man. National champion.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. And we'll just go to a short ad break before our 50-metre freestyles.
You know your best can always be better. When you're always prepared to give it your all. You must flow like water, but be fueled by fire. You eliminate doubt and replace it with focus. If there's a boundary,
And welcome back to our first night of finals at the New Zealand Swimming Championships. We will get the action back underway with the C final of the women's 50-metre freestyle. In lane 1, Isabel Gibson. 2, Madison Kidd. 3, Mila Tongalea. 4, Jessie Welsh. 5, Brooke Miles. 6, Holly Neville. 7, Liv Peebles. And 8, Eva Allen. And a pretty tight-looking race there through that first 25 metres.
Always in that C finals, always a nice and tight. We know these guys are only splits. They'll be looking for that small improvement. Looks like lane 4 coming through to the finish here. And it is Jessie Walsh, 26.39. All improved times from this morning by these females in this C final.
Yeah, absolutely. As we look at the replay off the start, really sharp. Those underwater kicks, oh so important in that 50 freestyle. And if you were looking at that, not a lot between them coming through that last 5 metres, but into that last stroke. Jessie Welsh just timing it perfectly, hitting that wall in front of the rest of the field.
Yeah, some tight racing there as we wait for those official results. And there they are for the C final. Jessie Welsh taking that out in 26.39.
We move along now to the B final, the 17 and 18-year-old age group final in the 50-metre freestyle. In lane 1 from Trojan Swim Club, Kate McLaren. In lane 2 from Heretaunga Sun Devils, Breeze van der Woeshuizen. In 3 from Hawak Pakuranga, Danielle Asiata. In 4 from North Shore, Monique Wierzowski. In 5 from Hawak Pakuranga, Mia Laban. In 6 from Hamilton Aquatics, Holly McDonald. 7 from Trojans, Anna McLaren. And lane 8 from Swim Zone Racing, Lucy Abbott. And our 17 and 18-year-old finalists underway. Lane 4, the 50 breaststroke specialist, Monique Wierzowski, mixing it up a little bit here into some freestyle, but the early lead looks like it goes to Danielle Asiata in lane 3.
Here we see who's got it in this finish now. Who can control their breathing in this last 10 metres. Looks like some nice, powerful finish there from Monique. Oh, yes, she just got it by 0.02 there, 27.08. So at this stage, she'll be holding that gold medal until we see the next athletes, 17, 18-year-olds in that A final coming up next. But a strong start there by Danielle. And then Monique came through there in that last touch just to take that win.
Yeah, just gets that last stroke and keeps that head down that little bit longer to get those fingernails on the wall first. 27.08 to 27.10. You do not get much closer than that as we see the final results. Third, the visitors' medal to Mia Laban from Hawak Pakuranga, and the bronze so far to Holly McDonald. And now to our A finalists in the women's 50-metre freestyle. In lane 1 from St. Peter's, Milana Tapper. In lane 2 from Hamilton Aquatics, Alyssa Lawson. In 3 from Coast, Zoe Peterson. In 4 from North Shore, Chelsea Edwards. In lane 5 from Coast, Laura Quilter. In lane 6 from Club 37, Ray Kwan. In 7 from North Shore, Summer Osborne. And in lane 8 from Triton, Stacey Morgan.
Strong start there by Chelsea Edwards in the middle. Laura Quilter, lane 5. Zoe Peterson, lane 3. Let's see who's got this middle section of this 50 freestyle.
And really tight there between Chelsea Edwards and Laura Quilter. Two very different styles. Laura Quilter really focusing on that long stroke, keeping that head down. The longer arms taking that little bit longer to get over top, but it will be Chelsea Edwards, 25.16.
Laura Quilter in second, 25.26. And it looks like Zoe Peterson breaks another 18-year-old age group record by swimming faster this evening with 25.44. So that's another great improvement for her and taking on another age group title.
And again, another tight finish. Looking at it on the slow motion makes it look awfully close as it comes down. And Steve will head over and have a word to our champion, Chelsea Edwards. As we see the official results there, the top 4 swimmers all cracking that 26-second mark.
Chelsea, national title, 50 freestyle, personal best, 25.16. That's a really good swim. You happy with that?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. You can't be mad at a PB, but obviously there's that New Zealand record looming very close, so but we're getting closer, so can't complain. It's going to come one day, hopefully. So yeah, I'm happy with that.
And is the 53 your main event at the moment, or are you looking more towards the 100, the 200? Tell us, have you really been training on the 50, or is that just a part of the process for some other events as well?
This is a question I've actually been asked a lot. I think maybe the 100, but I'm feeling pretty good for the 200 as well. So, you know, I'm never going to give up on that race. So, yeah, all three really.
Awesome. Yeah, well, you showed great speed and, you know, night one, first national title of the week. So all the best for the rest.
Thank you so much.
And we move now. The men's 50-metre freestyle finals. Your C finalists are behind the blocks. In lane 1, Orlando Hardy. 2, McAllister Clark. 3, Luke O'Connor. 4, Fergus Eadie. 5, Oliver Lutton. 6, William Seymour. 7, Tom Gold. And 8, Liam Curling.
Oh, some big boys in this C final here tonight. Looks like lane 5, Ollie Lutton coming through here for a strong finish. And I think it is Ollie Lutton, 23.14, takes out that C final. That was this well put together race by him, faster than this morning's heat time. Really good control, containing that breath hold. And it looks to me one of the best touches so far. That's great.
There we have the final results. Moving on now, your 17 and 18-year-old finalists for the 50-metre freestyle. In lane 1 from Phoenix Aquatics, Brandon Holder. In lane 2 from Australia, Harrison Tolhurst. In 3 from Roskill Swim Club, Kevin Zhang. In lane 4 from Otaki Titans, Noah Island Spicer. In lane 5 from Tahiti, Manea Terere Uritari. In lane 6 from Coast, Jonathan Swanepoel. In 7 from Mount Eden, Isaac Gear. And in lane 8 from Swim Zone Racing, Daniel Williams.
This age group final, 17, 18-year-old men. We've got in lane 4, Noah Island Spicer. He looks to have a really nice high stroke rhythm, sitting nice and high through that 30-metre mark, powering home in this last 10. Noah Island Spicer, an easy win there, 23-21. That was a great swim and great improvement from this morning.
Yeah, Noah Island Spicer really just attacked it from the start, came up about a quarter of a body length ahead of them there on that dive and didn't really look back, finishing almost half a body length ahead. So really, really good job there by the 18-year-old to take out that final. We move now, as we see the final results. The top 4 all there under that 24-second mark. Now, your A finalists for the men's 50-metre freestyle. In lane 1 from Coast, Jasper Cornish. In lane 2 from Club 37, Zach Dowell. In lane 3 from Club 37, Carter Swift. In 4 from Club 37, Harrison Clowens. In lane 5 from Kiwi, Cale Twist. In 6 from Coast Swimming Club, Igor Rusinov. In 7 from Club 37, Jack Hendy. And in lane 8 from Pukekohe Swimming Club, Blake Elliott.
Harrison Clowens took out this morning's heat with the fastest seat time, missing a few of our big 50 freestylers in this event tonight, but let's see who can come away with the national title. Looks to me at the 25-metre mark, Harrison Clowens, followed closely by Carter Swift. Last 5 metres, and it is Harrison Clowens, 22.16. Takes out the national title. In lane 6, Igor Rusinov again goes under that World Junior qualification time and a PB from this morning.
Yeah, and a great swim as well there for second place, Jack Hendy over there in lane 7. A 23.15 this morning. Taking out the silver medal here tonight. Really good swimming there from all of them. You can see him in there on the replay. And there we have the final results. 22.16, Harrison Clowens, a Club 37 sweep of the top 4 positions on the 50.
Harrison, congratulations. First national title, I believe.
It is.
And 50-free main event, racing, obviously, you know, the likes of Carter and Zach, who have been those Club 37 stalwarts. So you're taking over that mainstay, being that main club man.
Oh, look, it's been unreal the last, 8 months training with the boys. Learned so much. Big shout out to Club 37, you know, Mitch and the guys, everyone there. Learned so much, so grateful for them. Also, while I'm on there, my parents are in the stands. Couldn't have done any of this without them, so always thank you guys.
Great to be able to thank those people who have got you to this position. What do you think the key was tonight to getting that personal best time? I mean, all of a sudden now you're 0.1 off that World Aquatics time. What have you been really working on to try and win this event and get that qualification time eventually?
Just been doing heaps of starts. I mean, I always knew starts weren't my really strong point, so I've been working hard on those, and just trying to maintain the last 15 metres as well.
Well, you did that really well tonight. Our winner of the 50 freestyle fastest man in New Zealand, Harrison Clowens.
And we will take a quick break before coming back with some medal ceremonies for tonight's events. Welcome back. Just a quick a summary so far of the events we've had tonight. The 400 IMs and the 50-metre freestyles and the multi-class 100 breaststroke. Some really good swimming so far. Starting in that 400 IM, Georgina McCarthy and Ariel Machi-Rohondo. Dominant swims to take out their national titles. I think looking really good. Tough 400 IM on that first night.
Yeah, it's always maybe a good one to get done on that first night, but, you know, Georgina taking out the national title, really dominant performance from her. And then again, Ariel, first national title for the young guy from Rotorua. So great to see what's coming in our future and getting that World Junior qualification standard.
Yeah, absolutely. As he said, you know, such a great interview at the end, talking about how he's been so focused on those skills, those little things, you know, to be able to go from NAGs last month to this and keep improving, keep powering forward. You know, really impressive to see from such a young kid.
Yeah, then we moved on to the multi-class 100-metre breaststroke female. We had Gabrielle Smith get under that qualifying time for the World Para Championships. And then Charlotte making another national record, 6 seconds faster, to take out another New Zealand record this evening. So that's great for those two to be improving heats to finals.
Yeah, and as Gabby says, Smith said as well, you know, really excited to keep pushing forward, heading towards that World Champ. So great to see not only is she improving now, but excited to get down and put that hard work in. And then in the men's 100 breaststroke, another qualifying time for Josh Wilmer. Daniel Smith taking out the win. A really strong swim, really competitive swim between him and Asher Smith-Franklin.
Yeah, then we moved into the 50 freestyle for females. Chelsea taking that one out above those two coast ladies. So that was great to see, a good race there. She's obviously been working hard on that speed. She said she's obviously looking forward to the 100 and 200 as well. So that's going to be exciting to see these girls continue this little battle as we go through the week. And then into the men there, we had Harrison Clowan's dominant performance in the end there, it looked like. But a total dominance of Club 37 there, taking out those top 4 spots. And he was thankful for the work he's obviously been doing with his clubmates.
Yeah, and I think 22.1, a really impressive time. You think, you know, this time last year, I think we had 2 people under that 22-second mark. To see that sort of, those next group of swimmers coming through, really inching closer to having more swimmers in New Zealand going under that 22, really starts to make that field a little bit deeper and really promising for, you know, the sprinting that is coming out of New Zealand at the moment.
Yeah, that's great to see, isn't it? And as we head in now at that halfway point, we'll be taking a short ad break as we head into some victory ceremonies coming up next.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
Welcome back as we head into our victory ceremonies now. Event number 1. We have the 400 individual medley. 17, 18-year-old medalists. In third place, Hana Abdu, Whananui Swim Club. The silver, Freya Hingston, United Swimming Club. And the gold medal, Olivia Bates, North Shore Swimming Club. So that's our medalists from our 17, 18-year-old age group. And now on to our open category. In third place, 400 IM, Olivia Bates takes out the bronze medal for New Zealand. North Shore Swimming. New Zealand silver, Aurelia Riley, Hamilton Aquatics. Sorry, Ariella Riley, Hamilton Aquatics. Visitors silver, Diotili Vadu, Tahiti. And our national champion, Georgina McCarthy, Hamilton Aquatics. We now have the 17, 18-year-old 400 men's medley final. Champions. In bronze, Hunter Lloyd, Romania Swimming Club. The silver medal from Roskilde, Daniel Craigting. And the gold medal, Jack Love from Blenheim Swimming Club. Now on to the men's open final. In bronze was Jack Love from Blenheim Swimming Club. The silver, Blair Helms, North Shore Swimming Club. And the gold medal and national champion, Ariel Macharahondo, Swim Rotorua. Moving on to our 100-metre breaststroke women multi-class. The silver medal, Charlotte Rosnan, Wharenui Swimming Club. And our gold medalist, Gabriella Smith, Viking Swimming Club. On to our men's 100-metre breaststroke multi-class medalists. The bronze medal, Joshua Wilmer, Co-Swimming Club. Our silver medalist, Ian Chen, St. Paul Swimming. And our gold medalist and national champion, Daniel Smith, Pukekohe Swimming Club. Now on to the 17, 18-year-old 50-metre freestyle for women medalists. The bronze medal from North Shore Swimming, Monique Brzezowski. The silver medal, Stacey Morgan, Triton Swim Club. And the gold medal and national champion of 17-18, Zoe Pedersen, Coast Swimming Club. With a new national 18-year-old record. The open medalists for the women's 50-metre freestyle. In third place, Zoe Pedersen, Coast Swimming Club. The silver medal, Laura Quilter, Coast Swimming Club. And the gold medalist and national champion from North Shore Swimming, Chelsea Edwards. We now move on to the male 17 to 18-year-old 50-metre freestyle. The bronze medal from Otaki Titans, Noah Island Spicer. The silver medal from Coast, Jasper Cornish. And the gold medal, national champion, 17-18-year-old Igor Rosanov. With that World Junior qualification standard there. The open men's 50-metre freestyle final. The bronze medal, Carter Swift, Club 37. The silver medal, Jack Hendy, Club 37. And rounding out the trifecta for Club 37, Harrison Clowens, national champion, 50-metre freestyle. We now move on to some alternative pathway medals. From event 2, the men's 400 individual medley. First was Ian Chen of St. Paul's, and second was Joel Watkins of Pukekohe Swimming. Event 7, the women's 800 freestyle. First was Chloe Gladwin of Whakatane Swimming. And to event 8, the men's 1500 metre freestyle. First place was Tate Pashon, Club 37. And that's our medals for the first half of the evening. We'll move on to a short ad break before we carry on with the multi-class 100 metre backstroke.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
And we're back now as we head into the second half of the evening. The first event, 103, the 100 metre backstroke women multi-class. In lane 1, from Viking Swimming Club, Brooke Anderson. In lane 2, from Pukekohe Swimming Club, Amy Van Aert. Lane 3, Tupo Noife, Mount Eden Swimming. Lane 4, Chloe Gladwin, Whakatane Swimming Club. Lane 5, from Whanganui Swim Club, Lily Fox Mason. Lane 6, Melissa Donahue, Hamilton Aquatics. And lane 7, Charlotte Murphy, Aquagym Swimming Club. Strong start there by Tupo Nuifi in lane 3 this evening.
Yeah, and Tupo looking really, really strong there through the arms. Really nice roll in that stroke, getting a lot of power through that catch, taking out this race so far here through the first 25 metres. Chloe Gladwin in lane 4, the slightly faster time this morning, 1:23. Lily Fox in lane 5 as well. She was a 1:20 this morning.
These athletes will be looking for their faster times this evening. Always trying to get towards those world para qualification standards that are set in their different classifications. And at the same time striving for that national title in our multi-class. So at the end there's a point system worked out among these athletes to figure out who becomes our national champion of our multi-class.
Yeah, and Chloe Gladwin putting a really good second 50 together here. You know, it was really tight at that turn, looking nice and smooth. A 1:18, so she's improved by 5 seconds faster than this morning. Lily Fox in second from Whananui, a 1:20, about the same as this morning, and Tupo Nuifi as well.
Great to have so many multi-class athletes in these heats. Over these last couple of years, that's been building up with some great work from our clubs around New Zealand, building on their multi-class classification athletes. Attending our national champs wasn't too long ago, 1 or 2 only in the races. Now we're seeing full heats, which is great. And we see a nice finish there by Amy of 2:13.17, and we'll wait for those official results to see who takes out that multi-class national title in the 100-metre backstroke.
Yeah, and as we look at that replay, really strong start by Tupo Nuifi there over that first 50, but Chloe Gladwin really just powered home over that last 55 to 60 metres to really leave no doubt. But we will look at the official results, and it is Chloe Gladwin from Whakatane Swimming Club taking it out here tonight. And Steve will grab a quick word with our champion, Chloe Gladwin.
Congratulations, Chloe. National title, you happy with that swim?
Yeah.
What's your favourite part about doing backstroke? What do you like most about that stroke? What about, is backstroke your favourite stroke?
No, mine's freestyle.
Yours is freestyle, but now national title to start the week, so I'm looking forward to seeing you in the freestyle events as well. Chloe Gladwin, our national title holder, 100-metre backstroke.
We move now to our finalists in event 104, the 100-metre backstroke men's multi-class final. In lane 2 from Hamilton Aquatics, Joseph Blake. In lane 3 from Club 37, David Beck. In lane 4 from Pukekohe Swimming Club, Joel Watkins. In lane 5 from Central Hawke's Bay Swimming, Lance Dusdale. And in lane 6 from Otaki Titans, Arawiri Tristram Brown. And our final for event 104 is underway. Our 100-metre backstroke in lane 4, Joel Watkins. Off to a strong start from Pukekohe Swimming Club. Looking really nice and smooth. He's being challenged there by David Beck in lane 3. David Beck from Club 37. He's been popping up, been getting some good training there at Club 37. As we were saying before, as these para swimming classes are starting to grow, we're starting to see, you know, swimmers moving clubs, really starting to try and get that little bit, that competition and training, really trying to challenge themselves to get a lot faster, and it's really starting to improve this side of our sport here in New Zealand, which is very exciting.
Yeah, it's great to see, isn't it, Matt? As we can see, a great little battle appearing here in this multi-class 100 backstroke. David Beck in lane 3 of the S14 class versus Joel Watkins of Pukekohe in the S19.
And as we know, this one's not all about the touch on the wall, so David Beck was faster this morning, but that point system, all based off the world record in their classification. 1:11 by David Beck, a little bit outside his time this morning. Joel Watkins, 1:13, it goes under his entry time of a 1:14 here tonight.
Lance Dusto with 1:18.97. Great to see Rawiri over there in lane 6, finishing strong. Great touch on the wall there by Rawiri. 1:39, that's 4 seconds faster than this morning. That's a great swim from the Otaki young man. And then finishing off here in lane 2, Joseph Blake, trying to finish nice and strong. 1:58.62, just outside his New Zealand record there for Joseph Blake. So a great improvement from this morning, close to that NZR. Saw David Beck finishing strong there, so we'll wait to see those official results come through. And it is Joel Watkins taking out that classification final. Congratulations, Joel. Another national title. How did you feel about that race?
I felt pretty good. I thought I could have done a little bit better coming home.
Coming home, so what do you reckon? You wanted to try and bring it home a little bit faster, or what were you thinking about in that second 50?
I just want to get the stroke rate a bit faster.
So is that something you're going to go back and work on with your coach Sheldon? What's your plan? What's that next event you're going to aim for after this one?
You know, I'm always just trying to get my stroke rate faster. I'm always working on that.
Yeah, and what's some of the things you work on with Sheldon consistently? Are you guys working mainly on backstroke, or are you doing all the strokes, or what do you love about your training with Sheldon?
Oh yeah, kind of just doing all the strokes, you know. So a lot of just getting everything to go faster.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Joel. National title, 100 backstroke.
And we move now to introduce your C finalists in the women's 100-meter butterfly.
Lane 1, Eliana Brown, Howard Pakuranga. 2, Alex Campion, United Swimming Club. 3, Maddie Horton, Jazzy Swim Club. 4, Neve Tasker, Ngātai Tuatia Atararika Swimming. 5, Alana Rawson, St. Peter's Swimming. 6, Paige Scheduler Kemp, Pukekohe Swim Club. 7, Stacey Morgan, Triton Swim Club. 8, Riley McBride, Wharanui Swim Club. Strong race here by Neve in the middle of the pool in the C final. We know she's got some experience. from the 200-meter fly. So coming down into this 100-meter, she touches in 101.96. Huge improvement from this morning. She'll be a little bit happier with that one, I'm sure, as she builds towards, I'm sure, trying to take out another 200 fly later in the week. Strong from the start to the finish there, Neve. Great touch on the wall. And there's our official results for the C final. Next up, our 17, 18-year-old female 100-meter butterfly. Lane 1, Evie Skidmore, Trojan Swim Club. 2, Maya Kane Townley, Nelson South Swimming Club. Lane 3, Lucy Abbott, Swim Zone Racing. 4, Xanthi Miller, United Swimming Club. 5, Freya Hingston, United Swimming Club. 6, Anaya Moritz, North Shore Swimming Club. 7, Danielle Asiata, Howick Pakuranga. And in lane 8, Maya Laban, Howick Pakuranga. Some great underwater shots there of our 17 and 18-year-old females in this 100-meter butterfly. Quite even across this morning's heat times, with a couple still to come in the A final of our Open Championships after this one, Matt.
Yeah, and only a second separating the top 4 in this, so it's going to be really, really close here over that last 15 metres, and really not much separating the top 5 girls here into the 50 metres.
We had Freya Hingston leading out that first 50. She was in the 400 IM earlier, so she's got some experience already tonight racing. She'll be using all of what she learnt in that 400 IM to bring home here tonight.
Yeah, and obviously favours that butterfly in her stroke. Just a little bit more up-tempo, a little bit higher intensity here for this butterfly, but you know she's probably going to trust herself over that last 15 metres on this field, and at the moment she is hanging in there in lane number 5.
But here comes her teammate Xanthi from the United Swimming Club, and over here in lane 2. Mia Kane Townley, I think, takes that one out. 103.17. That's a good improvement from this morning to take out that 17-18 age group final.
Yeah, really good last 20 to 25 metres there from Mia Kane Townley to really swim past the field, not on the screen for most of the race, and then really slides into frame there in that last 5 metres. Really great tempo, really good head down on that finish to finish that one off strong.
Yeah, 103.17. Freya comes through in second, 103.53. Xanthi Miller, 103.58. Up next is our A final 100-meter butterfly for women. In lane 1, Chloe Peters, Hamilton Aquatics. In lane 2, from North Shore Swimming, Amelia Bray. Lane 3, from Coast Swimming Club, Zoe Pedersen. Lane 4, Vanessa Awahan, Phoenix Aquatics. Lane 5, Coast Swimming Club, Milan Glidmeyer. Lane 6, Esme Patterson, Neptune Swimming Club. Lane 7, Brooke Swan, Nelson South Swim Club. And in lane 8, Diotili Vadu, Tahiti. Youth burst experience here in this 100-meter butterfly final tonight. We've got Vanessa out in lane 4 and the young coast girls either side of her who have both made the World Junior Qualification standard.
Yeah, in 2024, Olympian Vanessa Auerhahn in lane 4, really quick over the 50. She really loves to take these hundreds out nice and fast. We're looking for a 58.33 here tonight to get her to the World Aquatic Championships later in the year. Her national record sits at 57.43, so it's very much a capable time of her. We'll have to keep an eye on what she does here over this last 25 metres.
Here comes Milan, in lane 5, though. She seems to be wanting to strive for this last 25, picking up the pace. Over here in lane 2, coming through as well, Amelia Bray, the 18-year-old. But it is Vanessa Auerhahn, 58.81. In second place, Milan Glenmeyer, 1 minute, 0.28. And in third place, Zoe Pedersen. A strong finish there by Vanessa. In that last 10 metres, that's where she seemed to really make a big gain on the other ladies in that event. And another national title.
And there we have it, Vanessa Auerhahn, the lone swimmer under that 1 minute barrier. Milan from Coast getting another, swimming under the World Junior qualifying time again. And Zoe Pedersen of Coast rounding out our top 3 with a 1:00.64. And Steve will catch a word with Vanessa Auerhahn as she gets out of the water.
Congratulations, Vanessa, another national title in that 100-metre butterfly. You've been working on that 100 a little bit more this year, or you've got the 50 for the World Aquatics. What have you really been focusing on?
The 100 not so much. I've had a bit of sickness this year, and I also sprained my ankle a while ago, so admittedly I've not done a lot of training for it in the pool. So today was more about having a well-constructed swim this morning, and then tonight just seeing what I could do and where I'm at. And so that's the first 58 I've done long course since Olympics. So I'm relatively pleased with that.
That's great to hear. And, you know, with the injury, obviously it's hard to try to mentally sometimes get over those things. Have you just been full recovery mode, making sure that's right for the world champs in terms of making sure for the 50, or what's really been your focus in these past couple of weeks?
No, I sprained my ankle and then I went to America for altitude training. I was in a moon boot for a while, but it's fine now. It's almost fully healed. But just doing the things that I can do, and now that that's pretty much good and I haven't had sickness for a while, to just get into some good, solid training.
Well, that's great to hear. Another national title in the 100 fly, even with that little bit of injury and sickness. Well done.
Thank you.
And we move now to introduce your 17 and 18-year-old finalists for the men's 100-metre butterfly. In lane 1 from Icebreaker Aquatics, Alexander Willis. In lane 2 from Triton, Hamish Inwood. In lane 3 from Porirua City Aquatics, Eric Yuan. In 4 from Roskilde, Daniel Krientig. In 5 from Tahiti, Enzo Kunivinen. In 6 from Tahiti, Niall Rue. In 7 from Coast, William Delamere. And in lane 8 from United, Rye Luff. And our 17, 18-year-old finalists are underway. A lot of our men there taking their time through that first 15 metres, trying to get as much of those underwater kicks as we can. But the early lead out in lanes 2 and 3, Hamish Inwood and Eric Wan of Triton and Porirua. really attacking that first 25 metres, but in lane 4, Daniel Kriegtig closes that gap.
And it looks like in the A final, there's no 17, 18-year-olds. So these boys are right now striving for that gold medal for the national champion of 17, 18 age.
Yeah.
So Daniel's got the world junior qualifying standard in the 200-metre butterfly. He'll be looking to try and take out this gold medal.
Yeah, and Daniel famous for that high tempo, really, in the 200 butterfly, has a really high tempo for his stroke, really using that to his advantage here. Eric Wan of Porirua City Aquatics is battling, hanging on that lane road right next to him. It is going to be Daniel Kriegtig, 56.59. Well under his time from this morning.
Yeah, that's a solid swim there by Daniel, taking out that national title for that age group. Great to see where these young guys are at, and I'm really looking forward to that 200 from him later in the week as well, to see if he can get back under that time.
Yeah, I think it's always that benefit of having those shorter distances early in the week. Sets yourself up nicely for when you move into that 100 or 200 distance there, as we see the final results for our 17 and 18-year-old finalists. Eric Wan taking the bronze, Hamish Inwood from Triton sneaking into second place, and Daniel Kriegtig the gold. We move now to our A finalists, the Open 100-metre butterfly finals. In lane 1 from Club 37, William Leroy. In lane 2 from Jazzy, Hugo Rothel. In lane 3 from Matamata, Lachlan O'Connor. In lane 4 from Napier Aquahawks, Caleb Carlisle. In lane 5 from Club 37, Ryan Peck. In 6 from Coast, Sam Kinney. In 7 from North Shore, Henry Williams. And in lane 8 from Hamilton Aquatics, Orlando Hardy.
Strong performance this morning by Caleb Carlisle from the Napier Aquahawks. I believe he's been over in the States doing a training and racing this past season, so good to see him come back to New Zealand and try and take out the national champs.
Yeah, just finished his freshman year over at the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, swimming for, I believe it's called the Panthers over there. He did a little bit of research. He took out a bronze in the 200-metre butterfly in their conference championships earlier this year, so he's in good form. You know, speaking from experience, tough to be able to do that NCAA schedule and come back and perform here, but looking really, really strong, looking lovely through that water, keeps those hips up nice and high, really lets that water, those feet flow behind him.
Yeah, his split of 25.00 through the 50-metre mark. He finished strong this morning. He looks to be doing the same again tonight as he comes in. Caleb Carlisle. Lane 4, 53.79. A great improvement from this morning's time. That's a really solid swim. And taking out that national title.
And you can tell he's happy with that. Gives himself a round of applause. The fist pumps there as he hears his time read out before he even takes a look back at the clock. Yeah, as you see, that 25.00, really strong split, and using that 200 butterfly training to really bring him home there. Yeah, body length in it at the end. And we'll wait for the official results. It looks like it will be lane 5.
Yeah, Caleb Carlisle taking out that 100 fly at 53.79. Second was Lachlan O'Connor, Matamata Swim Club, 55.19. And third, Ryan Peck from Club 37, 55.35. And Matt will grab a quick chat with Caleb. Good to see our athletes back here from the United States who have been training and racing over there. Matt knows all about that experience, so it'll be good to see what him and Caleb talk about.
I'm here with our champion, Caleb Carlisle. Congratulations, Caleb, taking that out. Noticeably happy after the race, a little bit of a fist bump there. Obviously, what you were looking for tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's not quite what I was looking for, but I mean, it was a pretty good PB regardless.
Yeah, and you know, as I said on the commentary, obviously pretty tough going from being in America all last year, flying back for this. How have you found that adjustment and also having to travel back for this?
Well, it took a long time to kind of get ready for the long course again. It took a lot of practice, and I think the coaches over there, they prepared me well enough. Fortunately got an injury which slowed things down, but we worked through it together and that helped me work it out.
Well, it doesn't seem to be slowing you down too much. And here again, congratulations, Caleb Carlisle, our 100 butterfly national champion.
We'll be right back with our distance events after the short ad break.
You know your best can always be better. When you're always prepared to give it your all. You must flow like water, but be fueled by fire. You eliminate doubt and replace it with focus. If there's a boundary, you're pushing it. Even when you know fast is your only speed, you know that's never enough. The first race suit with Hyperforce fabric. First is better than fast.
Welcome back to our Apollo Projects National Championships 2025. Up next, event 7 on the program, the women's 800-meter freestyle. And we have, in lane 1, Kezia Bussini, North Shore Swimming Club. Lane 2, Brooke Bennett, Jazzy Swimming Club. Lane 3, Caitlin Deans, Neptune Swim Club. Lane 4, from North Shore Swimming Club, Erica Fairweather. Lane 5, Eve Thomas, Coast Swimming Club. Lane 6, Olivia Emmett, Club 37. Lane 7, Sophie Hay, Hamilton Aquatics. And lane 8, Alexis Bussini, North Shore Swimming Club. Three Olympians in this race, Matt. They'll be from the finalists from the 4x200 freestyle at last year's Paralympics, so teammates, even though they're all at different clubs now, it's great to see these girls all racing this 800 tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I said it before, you know, at the start of the program. So great to have such a strong field in our distance freestyle. You know, quite often we see over the history of New Zealand swimming, we always have someone in one event, someone in another event. So great to see these three girls, you know, being able to come together here in this 800. Obviously, you know, the girls chasing Erica at the moment. Eve swam this and the 1500 in Paris. Erica tends to be able to go from that 200 all the way up to that top level. So
yeah, and so all three of these ladies have got the world qualification standard for the World Aquatics Champs in Singapore later in the year. Eve and Caitlin at this stage only have that 1500 metre time, so they'll be looking to try and add that 800 metre time, so it might come down to who even gets second in this race, depending on what the selectors seem as a good time if they don't make that qualification standard.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Erica's already got the 4 in the 800, so I'm sure she's just out there tonight to see what she's got, where she's at in her training program, really setting herself up nicely, and probably for the 400 later this week. You know, the likes of Caitlin and Eve, you know, they've got the 1500. It's sort of a little battle within the battle there to see if who can get their hand on the wall for that extra spot. Obviously, it's a shame we're only allowed 2 swimmers per event at the Aquatics World Champs, but, you know, as I said, competition's always a good thing. And, you know, being teammates, I'm sure it makes the competition all that more fun.
Yeah, a few changes for these young ladies over this past season since Paris. So Erica's made the move to the North Shore Swim Club. Eve's, even though she's still with Coast Swim Club, has now moved back to full-time living in Auckland and training up on the Hibiscus Coast with Michael Weston. So a few changes about, and I believe even Caitlin's taken on a full-time job as well. So lots changed since that Paris cycle in terms of their own personal training environments and lives. So good to see them still here racing though, and trying to once again represent their clubs, and then eventually New Zealand later on in the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, just looking through that first 200 metres, 2:02 there for Erica. Really, really strong start to that race. You know, anything around that 2-minute mark's a really strong start. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if part of the race plan tonight is push it up through that first 400, 500, see where it's at, look at your splits after the race and just sort of see what's happening. And if you're feeling good, hey, let's just push through and see what we can do.
The New Zealand record, Lauren Boyle at 8:17.65. That's a really strong performance that Lauren did back in 2015, I believe at the World Champs, potentially, if not earlier than that. So it's great to see that these girls are heading towards that sort of time. Obviously, Lauren was that key part in our development of our long-distance freestyle in the earlier years. So let's hope that these girls can start knocking on the door of some of Lauren's times there at that open level.
Yeah, and I believe that 8:17 in 2015 was in that medal hunt, and even now, you know, you think at the moment, we just saw last week, Katie Ledecky dropped another world record 8 years after she first set it. You know, you've got Summer McIntosh going 8:10s, you've got Ariane Titmus going 8:10, so to be really competitive in this event on the world standard, these girls really going to have to start getting into those low, you know, those 8:10 kind of swims, and I think Eric has been knocking on the door of that 8:17 for the last couple of years now, so it'd be nice, you know, this year to maybe take that next step over this distance for her.
Well, the key part of that is obviously in terms of how she develops her speed as well as her endurance. These girls are swimming so fast all the way through, so the faster you make your 50, your 100, your 200, generates that easier speed when you turn into then you know, generating a good 800-metre time. They need to use all of those skills, the speed development, the endurance development. That's a tough one to crack. So great to see it through the 400 there in a 4:07.95. That's a really strong first 400.
Yeah, and I mean, so we're looking, you know, 2:02, 2:04, 2:05 there for that second 200. So if she can stay on this track, you know, a lot of 800 swimmers tend to be very even split. They drop that time at the end. So, you know, if we extrapolate those splits out, we're sitting around that 8:17, 8:18. We'll monitor that, see how those 31s, those 32 splits sort of develop here over the back half of the race. Erica, a really strong back half swimmer. We see her in her 400 quite often. You know, even splits it a little bit for that speed. So she's in a really good spot here right now.
Also, we have our 17-year and 18-year-olds fighting for their national championship amongst this race. Time finals this morning as well to take note of, but in our 17 and 18-year-old age, we have Kazia, Brooke, Olivia, Sophie and Alexis. A few little challenges also going on within this race amongst this open final tonight. Caitlin's taken into that second place over Eve, a slight little half a body length lead. They'll be continuing this fight through this last 300 metres.
Yeah, that battle for second and third looking really, really good right now. Now we're starting to see the crowd getting a little bit behind Erica. Obviously, you know, as much as everyone loves supporting their own clubs, it's really, really great to see that support for our top swimmers out there, you know, encouraging along. It's always great to see these national records go down. Erica sitting just below those 32-second splits. She'll want to look to bring those down here over this last 200 metres. Always found this was the toughest part of that 800. Coming into that 600-metre mark, that's when you've really got to, you know, bite those teeth. You really want it to feel relaxed, but it's the time you've got to, you know, fight over that pain in the abs, fight over that pain in the arms, really push through and lead yourself into a good sprint finish.
32.27 on that 50 there into that 600-metre, 6:15.58. So she's tracking well towards a solid swim here tonight at our national championships. Caitlin Deans Staying in that second position with Eve Thomas in third. Over in lane 7, Sophie Hay right now leading that 17 and 18-year-old age group for the Hamilton Club.
Yeah, and in our battle for second and third, Eve Thomas, faster over the 400, slightly faster, over those shorter distances. Obviously both great at the 200, but I'm sure Eve's going to want to put herself in a position, maybe more of a sprint home there, but both of them looking really, really good. We look at the splits there. Eve drops down to a 31.8 to Caitlin's 32.3, so she is doing her best to close that gap. That's going to be a great battle here over this last 125 metres.
Coming up to the 700-metre mark, Erica Fairweather will hear her whistle from her official in lane 4. Eve Thomas seems to have taken back the silver position at this stage. That was a great 100-metre. Eve threw down there for that ding-dong battle for the silver and bronze.
And absolutely tied for second there as they go through the last 100 metres. So this is going to be a great sprint between the girls. Eve looks like she's been charging for the last 100 metres. Perhaps Caitlin's seen her there, really trying to fight back here with 75 metres to go for those two.
8:34 is the World Aquatics A standard time that they need to achieve tonight if they want to swim that in Singapore later in the year. Erica Fairweather onto her last 50 now.
And all eyes move to the battle for second and third. There's still not a lot separating them. Caitlin's done a great job at pushing back here. Erica's going to swim into a comfortable victory. Looking around that, probably that 8:23-24 mark.
But Erica Fairweather coming in for the last 5 minutes of this 800, and she finishes in 8:21.67. The battle for silver and bronze between Eve and Caitlin. Who's got that last 5? Caitlin Deans, 8:29.32. Makes that qualification standard for the 800-metre time for Singapore later in the year. Congrats to all 3 of those ladies getting under that standard tonight. What a great race. What a great finish. Sophie Hay in lane 7 coming home to try and win the 17 and 18-year-old gold medal for the Hamilton Club. She finishes in 9:01. That's a really great finish by her. Some really good times across the board here. So that's it for our 800-metre freestyle women. Erica from the lead takes out that 800-metre strong through that first 400. 8:21 was their finishing time. Second place, Caitlin Deans nabs that silver spot in that qualification standard for the World Aquatics Championships. Eve Thomas close behind. What a great battle. 8:30.00. And Matt will grab a quick chat with Erica.
Yeah. I'm here with our national champion, Erica Fairweather. Erica, first of all, congratulations on a strong swim. Obviously, you already had the qualifying time. What kind of information, what kind of swim were you trying to get out of tonight?
Basically just to hit out. I've still been in pretty heavy training, so I'm happy with that time tonight.
And obviously you'll get a chance to go back and look at the splits. For the 800, obviously looking at what the world's doing, obviously the changes, trying to get out faster and see how you can hold on?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the girls that are racing this 800 at the moment are going pretty fast, so it'd be nice to stay with them come Worlds.
Fantastic. And as we mentioned on the commentary, must be great as well. You know, two of your Paris teammates in the water with you, Eve and Caitlin. It must be great coming into these 400s and 800s and all 3 of you kind of get to compete, hang out, you know, obviously friends as well. Must be nice to be leading that.
Absolutely. It's definitely a case of the more the merrier here.
Perfect. Well, once again, Erica, congratulations and looking forward to see how you swim the rest of the week.
Next up, event 8, the 1500-metre freestyle for men. The A final in lane 1, Oscar Greenwood, Coast Swimming Club. Lane 2, from the North Shore Swimming Club, Daita Busini. In lane 3, from Kiwi, Alfie Witherston Harvey. In lane 4, from Coast Swimming Club, Lan Hamlin O. Lane 5, Louis Clark, North Shore Swimming. Lane 6, Ethan Stocks, Ross School Swimming Club. Lane 7, from North Shore Swimming, Jack Barton. And in lane 8, our visitor from Tahiti, Inoa Vial. This will be a great race this evening, Matt, with the few boys here from across New Zealand taking on this 1500 metre in the middle of the pool. Lan Hamlin O, we know he's been really strong in the junior levels in the distance events and into some open water. Then we've got Louis Clark, who took out the 5K open water event at our national championships earlier in the year. Also a keen surf lifesaver, Louis Clark as well, part of the New Zealand team last year at the World Champs, so we know he's got some pedigree across all events.
Yeah, and Louis Clark, he's been in these 1500s, been in these 800s for a long time, loves his open water swimming, has a big loping stroke there over top of the water, doesn't use his legs a lot early in these races. Lan, we've seen him the last couple of years really come through those age group levels, really starting to take over as one of the more dominant distance swimmers here in New Zealand at the moment. And I think at the moment, you know, is this the week that one of these two swimmers finally makes that jump potentially up to that international level in those international times?
Yeah, the A standard for the World Aquatics Champs in the 1500 metres is 15:01.89. However, I believe Louis is more targeting a time of around under 15:32, I believe, in terms of making sure he can qualify himself in the open water category. So we'll make sure we find that time that he needs to try and achieve to be able to represent us there, I believe, in the 3K open water event, a new event at the World Aquatics Championships, where they'll also be, I believe, in the 3K event, they do a 1500 metre, and then they drop off some athletes. 10 minutes later, they then do a 1000 metre event, drop off some more athletes, and then the last part is a 500 metre sprint. So I know that's the event he's been targeting.
Yeah, I believe
in this build-up.
I believe the qualifying time looking for around a 15:33 for to make that 3K knockout race. Obviously a new race, obviously an interesting race. Great to see open water swimming making some changes, and obviously Lan as well, a quality open water swimmer. But this 1500, we're settling in now, going through this first 250 metres. These two are going to have a chance to have a really good look at each other over the next kilometre of swimming before we really get into that business end of the race.
It's always interesting to see how these guys split up their races in terms of the 1500. I know myself, a keen 1500 metre man when I was an age group swimmer, more for a bit of fun and learning all about swimming, but we always talked about trying to descend our 500s in terms of not physically but mentally, in terms of how to pick up our rhythm, pick up our rating. Yourself, Matt, what were you kind of thinking about it during your 1500s?
Yeah, my 1500s, I was probably more of a 300 breakdown kind of person, so really tried to keep it a little bit tighter. So, really tried that first 300 metres, really didn't, I don't want to say put no effort into it, but you were trying to swim with the least amount of effort as possible, really set into that rhythm, and just really, the more I could check in with myself, the more I knew I was going to be on track. And then I think on top of that, a really important thing for rhythm in the 1500 is getting in and out of your turns nice and fast. Once you really start to slow down into those turns, it can really start to add up. So getting in, focusing on that flip speed, getting your feet on and off that wall, really sets yourself up nicely.
At the same time as sticking to your own race plan, it's also making sure you stay in the race with your other competitors there. Obviously, a little bit of mind games sometimes can come into these distance events of, am I swimming fast enough? How fast are they swimming? Making sure you stay in touch, searching for those little wins, whether it's each 50, each 100, in terms of how it feels with going through here the 400-metre mark with Louis Clark in front, 4:06.54. Lam through in 4:07.65, just that body length behind Louis now, so it'll be interesting to see what tactics play up in this next couple of 100 metres.
Yeah, and Louis doing a really great job, really leaning on that right arm after his breath, really letting himself roll back into his stroke. You don't want to be too imbalanced swimming that freestyle, so does a great job getting that breath in nice and high, but then really gets back through, rolls through that stroke. And talking about 1500 race plans, I'm not sure you see it as much anymore, but there used to be quite a few swimmers used to come out of the American side of the world. They had that Michigan kind of program. They swam half the race and then they sprinted 150 metres, and the race plan was to just throw off the competition completely, and the whole point was to train themselves. And it was one of those strategies that quite often went wrong, but you know, when it went right, I think it's one of those things you don't see a lot of 1500 swimmers these days go out and really try to throw people off, but it's really important to, it is a long race, so much can change over 250 metres. You know, you've been in a race where the muscles sort of fail you a little bit, so that control, that pace management, that energy management through, you know, this next 300, 400 metres is going to be so important. You know, Lam definitely not out of the race at the moment, but Louis looking really, really strong up front.
Yeah, interesting little tactic there of Louis at around that sort of 400 or 500 metre mark. He's obviously thought about trying to find a little increase in his rhythm and rating, just to pick it up a little notch there.
Yeah, and as we say that, he drops that split down to a 30.8. He's been holding, you know, 31s a little bit here through that start. So maybe, you know, after 500, there was a thought, okay, I'm going to attack this 50, bring that down half a second, and then we might even see him settle again here into, you know, 31 lows again.
It's also making sure, depending on where his coach is standing and what he looks for on the pool side, is he right on his target that he wants to be at? Is the coach revving him up early? Is it the big thumbs up that you get to know you're on track, ahead or behind, whatever those little tactics are that they talk with their coaches around making sure they're on their pacing? Always helpful in this style event. So I'm looking across here to the North Shore team, seeing what's coming about. Obviously, he'll be looking at them after he turns through this 650 metre mark, see what his clubmates are doing.
And really good at the moment, really holding in that 30.8, so doing a really good job here, Louis Clark. You know, if we can hang in here, that 30-31, starting to push that, you know, on track for that 15:30 mid sort of time, so right where he wants to be.
Yeah, Graham Hill there, national and North Shore coach, looking pretty happy with where he's at the moment, which is great to see.
Yeah, and it's great to see Louis back. Obviously, he had to sit out Olympic trials last year due to a little bit of an injury a couple weeks before the meet. So, you know, great to see him back. One of our top distance swimmers. So really good to see him here, back in form, still going at it as well. Great to see they're still finding the joy in the sport. Distance freestyle, often an unforgiving training program. So to keep on going along, keep enjoying it, it's really good to see.
Well, I'm sure it's great for him to have Erica Fairweather training with him right now in terms of working together on these distance events, putting in those Ks. I know Louis loves to put in the Ks, put in the grind work. Not many easy sessions for the big fella. But it's good to see him really taking control of this race. In second place, still Lan Hamlin from the Coast Swimming Club. And in third place, having a really good swim, is Alfie Weatherston Harvey from the Kiwi Club.
Yeah, and just really impressed by what we're seeing here from Louis Clark, bringing that back down to a 30.6. Saw him look up before at the turn end, really getting a look at that counter, so he knows he's halfway through the race now, potentially why we saw a little bit of that uptick. So if we keep rolling like this, potentially bringing those 50s down into those low 30s, it's doing a really good job. Like I said before, it's not always about that front end speed. He started off in those 31s, obviously set his rhythm, and he's now building into that race really well. Starting to see more kick into that breath every single time. Throwing in a few more underwater kicks now, really getting that momentum rolling. So perhaps for him, that halfway mark was that first really, that point of contact where he really wanted to build from. Graham Hill
that's looking good from Louis there. Just to know, make sure we keep track of our 17, 18-year-old age group national titles are still on the line here. So Alfie Witherspoon Harvey, he's 17 years of age. He's in that bronze medal position in the open category, which probably means he's in the gold medal position, unless someone from this morning's time finals has taken that strong. So he'll be aiming for that national title himself. Louis Clark, still leading. Lanham Leno in second. Ethan Stocks, also 17, Jack Barton from the North Shore Swimming Club. They'll be fighting for some of those age group medals as well.
And Louis doing a great job. You know, really, from what the stroke looks very similar, but you can see a little bit more power, a little bit more kick behind every one of those breaths, really starting to gallop. You know, really using that catch-up freestyle at the front, relies on that body position, really relies heavily on that upper body roll to get him through the freestyle. Yeah.
Some big thumbs up there from that lap from the coach and his teammates as he went through down that other end of the pool. So he looks like he's on target. He's at 30.47. That's some good splitting there by Louis Clark, staying very consistent in that mid 30.5 range.
Yeah, and I think we were talking before when he was holding those 31s, we were talking, you know, that 15.30 mids. I think if we can keep up this, you know, if he's going 30.5s from here on out, we're looking more in that mid to low 20s for that 1500, which is a really, really good swim. It's been a while since we've had a good 1500 swimmer under that 15.30 mark. So, you know, good to see him in form. A little bit of that extra breath there on the turn. Great kickouts. Don't see that very often after 1,000 meters of swimming.
Coming up to the 1,100 metre mark, 400 metres to go for Louis Clark as he starts to make his way through the field. 100 metres ahead of some of these other young lads. But Louis Clark doing a 30.7 there at that 1,100 metre, 11.17. We've got to keep pushing him along here, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. We want to try and make sure he gets that open water qualification standard here at the National Champs. He'll be knowing he's got that gold medal wrapped up now, so it's all about the clock.
Yeah, and looks, the tempo picks up, that right arm starting to shorten up a little bit, so that this last 300 meters, as I said, that last section really important. I think the thing that a lot of 1500s swimmers do well really now is that last 50 sprint. So, you know, if you can hold on to these 30 mids, these 30.4s, 30.5s, he's probably going to want to bring that last 50 home and, you know, 28, 29s, have that little sprint home, and I think he's setting himself up nicely for that here. Big long stroke into that turn, 31.0, our first split over that 31 second mark for a while. Starts to lengthen out through that stroke again, looking like he's back in control, maybe just a long turn on that last one. Always helps, you know, potentially being able to swim past a couple of those other competitors. He takes a look up, gets an eye of how many lengths he's got left.
5 laps to go now for Louis Clark in this 1500 metre. Through in a 31.0. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to get this guy up. He's going to be right on that qualification standard. He needs to keep pushing through. $1,300 metres he's done now. 13.21. He's looking good at this stage for that open water qualification standard, but he'll be looking to make sure he gets the best time he can in terms of his own personal best as well. He'll be looking for the three-way win tonight, the national champion, a personal best, and that open water qualification standard.
Yeah, the time is 16.04 in the program. Not sure that's his best time. I'm pretty sure he's been faster than that under that 16 metre mark. So definitely on track to beat that time in the program, but he'll be for sure trying to, I think, around that 15:30 mark is definitely around his best. Still nice and long there. Starting to shorten that stroke, get that tempo up. A little bit more kick every single length of this pool, trying to bring these 50s back under 31.
As he comes in now, he's going to hear that whistle from his official in lane 5. We saw him trying to pick up the rhythm here. He's lifted up. He's trying to lift his rating, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to help him, bring him through, make sure he gets this time. Through in 14:23. I'm pretty sure he's going to get there, but it's great to see him. See what he can do in this last 100 metres. Lane Hamlin, though, holding on to the second place from the Coast Swimming Club. But here he comes, Louis Clark on his last 50.
He gets a great look at his teammates there as he comes off that wall. He had a little bit of a look up, not sure he heard the whistle before. He's going at it now. That kick gets in behind him, that tempo picks up.
Louis Clark, 10 metres to go now. The big fella coming in for the final 5. And he's done it 15:25.62. The 5K open water national champion is now the 1500 metre pool champion, and he's made that qualification standard for the 3K open water. He's stoked, the big fella. He looks relieved. That one must have hurt a little bit. Nothing like seeing Louis Clark with a bit of red face after a race. Lane Hamlin, though, coming in for the silver medal for the Coast Swimming Club. The 19-year-old touches in 16:07. And in bronze place there, Alfie Witherspoon Harvey. Also taking out the gold medal, I believe, for the 17 and 18-year-old age group. So that was a really great job there from the young fella. Some good battles continuing in the pool here. Once again for that 17, 18-year-old age group. Ethan Stocks in lane number 6. He touches in 16:48, so it'll be interesting to see where that places him in that 17, 18 age group. And Oscar Greenwood finishes up there in 17:14 for the Coast Swim Club. Oh, great performance all the way through there by Louis Clark. Personal best, national champion, World Open Water qualification standard. And there's our official results, 15:25.62 for that gold medal position. Louis Clark, North Shore Swimming. And he'll be catching up with Medley.
And I'm down here with Louis Clark. Louis, congratulations on a fantastic swim. Obviously excited, relieved, happy at the end of the race, lots of fist bumps. What's your first thought?
I'm just shocked. Like, I really wanted to make this time. Graham set it out for me, and just so happy I've got it. I had no idea where I'd be in the race, so I just thought, hey, you just got to give it a go, eh?
Absolutely, you know, and it looked almost like you went through 700 metres, the time suddenly dropped down. Was that the time you were like, I'm off now, or?
No, I generally just said, oh, bugger it, just might as well go.
Fantastic, it worked out really well. I won't keep you too long, you're off to a relay, so congratulations again, our national champion in the 1500, Louis Clark.
We'll now take a short break before we head into our relays. And we're back here at the 2025 Apollo Projects National Championships here at the National Aquatics Centre in Auckland. Up next is event 9. First of our relay events, the 4x100 metre freestyle for women. In lane 2, North Shore Swimming Club B. Lane 3, Club 37A team. Lane 4, North Shore Swimming Club A team. Lane 5, Coast Swimming Club A team. Lane 6, Coast Swimming Club B team. And in lane 7, Coast Swimming Club C team. First of our relay events here, the 4x100 freestyle. We have our 50 free national champion, Chelsea Edwards, leading off for the North Shore A team, and our World Junior Qualification athlete, Zoe Pedersen for the Coast Swim Club A team as well. Raekwon for the Club 37 team, leading off for them. Chelsea goes through 26:35. It's a strong start for her in this 100 metre. Be great to see how close she can get to that World Aquatics A time in this 100 metres tonight. She's obviously feeling good after that 50 free, so good to see her backing up for her teammates here in this 100 metre. She'll be changing over to Amelia Bray. 55.19, 56.24 for Zoe Pedersen. North Shore A leading off this 4x100 freestyle relay. Milan Glidmeyer for the Coast Swimming Club A team. Zoe Crawford for the Coast B team. And Eva Allen for Club 37A. Amelia Bray finishing strong here. She's handing over to none other than Erica Fairweather for this 4x100 metre freestyle event. Coast Swimming Club, Eve Thomas into the water. Club 37A in third, Coast Swimming Club B, fourth. Erica Fairweather taking on strong this 100 metre in the middle for their team. Not a bad, handy relay swimmer to have amongst the North Shore team. Eve Thomas for the Coast Swim Club A, backing up after that 800 metre for these ladies. That's great to see them representing their club teams. Jessie Welsh for Club 37, holding on to third place there. Fourth, Zylika Pratt-Smith, her race, first race of this National Championships for the Coast Swim Club B. And here comes our last athletes. North Shore, Summer Osborne. Coast Swim Club, Laura Quilter. Club 37, Kiri Yamagami. Coast Swim Club B, we have Amber George. Summer Osborne here finishing off this relay nice and strong for the North Shore team. Great to see Laura also backing up after her 50 free, finishing strong for the Coast Swim Club. But it will be North Shore Swimming Club A team taking out the national title. 3:42.77. Coast Swim Club A team 3:46.13. And Club 37 taking out the bronze medal, 3:51.97.
As we look at the relay, North Shore, the dominant win there. Summer Osborne looking really, really sharp, setting herself up nicely for some more 100s and 200s later in the week. Second place to Coast there. Obviously these relays, another chance for swimmers to touch the water, get some cobwebs out of the way before the rest of their schedule here this week. Steve is down just gathering the North Shore relay winners for a little bit of an interview.
North Shore 8 team, great performance here tonight. Erica, good, obviously a part of a new team this year, so great to be a part of this relay.
Oh, absolutely, it's a lot of fun.
Cool, and Amelia, nothing like touching the wall and having one of New Zealand's great Olympians diving in, making sure you got that touch right.
Yeah, we definitely had to make sure we got the dives and everything right. Yeah.
Summer finishing off nice and strong there. What are you thinking about when you're obviously in the lead? You don't want to get that changeover wrong, or what's happening through your brain there?
Personally, anchoring is one of my favourite things to do, so I just build on that confidence and just make sure no one catches me.
And Charles leading off, always one of the stronger ones of the team in terms of winning that 50 tonight, backing up for a great 100. You happy with that swim?
Yeah, that was really good. I got the 100 tomorrow, so a good warm-up. Yeah, and these girls are awesome, so we had a good time.
Awesome. Well done to the North Shore Swimming Club A team, 4x100 freestyle national champions.
And we move now to event 10, the men's 4x100 metre freestyle relay. We have one heat. In lane number 1, we have Coast Swimming Club C. In lane 2, we have Tahiti A. In lane 3, Coast Swim Club B. In lane 4, Club 37. In lane 5, Coast Swim Club A. In lane 6, North Shore A. And in lane 7, North Shore B. As the first swimmers into the water for this 400 metre relay, not only are these swimmers looking to get their teams off to a strong start, Carter Swift and Cameron Gray in lane 4 and 5 have their eyes on that 48.34 FINA A qualifying time for the World Aquatics Championships later in the year. Cam Gray, a Olympian in this event. Carter Swift, a national record holder in the short course version of this race. Carter slightly better over that 50, really attacked it there. Cameron Gray coming back with those underwaters, a really strong back half swimmer, Cameron Gray, so they're going to battle this one right out to the end.
It'll be good to see here. We've got the 100 freestyle individual tomorrow, so these boys will be testing themselves as they come into the wall. 48.80 and 48.97. That's a great lead-off swim for those boys tonight. Heading off for their teams, we've got Coast Swim Club heading off in the first place.
And now our attention moves to Zachary Dell and Igor Rosanov as our swimmers here. Igor doing a great job hanging on to that first position over Zach Dell. Famously the last few years, Club 37 have really dominated these relays, so Coast famously always have some strong relays, so this has been a battle building up the last few years, so great to see it. Still neck and neck here going into that 200 metre mark.
These relays always produce great fun. It's about the timing of the touch sometimes. Strong second leg there. Into the water. Harrison Clowens, the winner of our 50 freestyle, and Fergus Eady of the Coast Swim Club. Club 37 have taken the lead in this third leg of the 4x100 freestyle relay. In third place, lane 3. That'll be the Coast Swim Club B team. But still, Club 37 holding on to this little lead. Coast Swimming Club A in second place.
And Harrison Clowens, we saw him take out the 50 freestyles. So you know he was going to be fast over that front half of this race. Really opened up the gap there, and he's hanging on to it. He will pass over to Ryan Peck of Club 37 into the water. In lane 5 is Sam Brown.
Watch the tactics here. Sam Brown will be trying to get on that lane rope of Ryan Peck. Make sure he finds some easy speed. We all remember the great race of 2008 Olympics, and anything can happen in these sort of races.
Yeah, and Ryan Peck doing a great job there. We'll keep an eye on those splits. 24-2 for Ryan Peck. The split doesn't come up there for Coast, but Sam Brown is slowly closing the gap. He's probably not going to have enough pull here to get them home. Ryan Peck looking great, really strong kick there. He goes past the Club 37 coaches and team.
A great battle here this evening, but it is Club 37 taking out the national title in a time of 3:19.80. Coast Swim Club the silver, 3:20.142, and Coast Swim Club B taking out the bronze, 3:26.53. So bar any DQs, that should stay the result here tonight. Some of those changes look pretty safe to me, Matt. Probably would have gone a little bit earlier myself, make sure I got as much as I could back in the day, but those guys nice and safe, it looks like. Great to see a strong performance and a great race here to finish our evening at the 2025 Apollo Projects National Championships. And I'll head over to the Club 37 lads for a quick chat before our medal presentations. I'm here with the Club 37 team. Boys, congratulations. National title once again. And these sprint relays are a bit of a favourite for you guys. Carter?
Yeah, we pride ourselves on being 50, 100. Sometimes we dabble in the 200, but yeah, for the most part, we'd just like to fully send our relay, so it's good.
And Ryan, obviously anchoring a few of these big boys. Great to be a part of this team now.
Yeah, there's a bit of pressure there, being the anchor and all, but it's pretty cool with these boys, sort of swimming with them and giving it a good nudge.
Nice, and Zach, no backstroke as of yet. You're obviously looking forward to a good setup in this freestyle, ready for the rest of the week?
Yeah, I got 100 free tomorrow, and then backstroke starts on Friday, so looking forward to it.
And Harrison, double gold tonight. That must be a pretty good feeling once to do it for yourself and then with your teammates.
Oh, it's huge. Great to be a part of this team. Everyone here, best in New Zealand, so always a privilege.
Well done, boys. Our national champions, 4x100 freestyle relay.
And ladies and gentlemen, can you put your hands together for our technical officials this evening as they leave poolside? And we will take a quick ad break before having a quick wrap up of tonight's swims and then moving on to our medal ceremonies.
Welcome back to the National Championships here at the National Aquatics Centre. Little recap of tonight's finals. We started with that 400 IM, Gina McCarthy and Ariel Machado-Hondo taking out those 400 IM national titles. Some great races there, Matt.
Yeah, and I thought that those races really set us up well, for the races this evening. Two really dominant swims. Ariel Machado-Hondo, as he said, really exciting to see how he's improved from last year to here, moving up into becoming that National Open champion at only the age of 16, and looking really, really good. And it's really positive to see some consistent swimming going into his World Junior campaign later this year. And after that, we moved straight into probably one of the biggest races of the night, the multi-class women's 100-metre breaststroke. We saw two swimmers take two national records twice today between Gabby Smith and Charlotte Rosen there in that 100 breaststroke. So in their respective categories, taking out their national records, and Gabby Smith again going under that World Aquatics qualifying time for the Parameet.
Yeah, and then Josh Wilmer in the male multi-class, another national record improvement from this morning, and getting under that qualification standard as well. We then moved on to the 50-metre freestyle for females. We saw Zoe Pedersen break the 18-year-old age group record in the females, and then his first national title. Great to see Harrison Clowens from the Club 37 club take out that 53, not far off that A qualification standard as well. So great improvement from some of these young guys coming through.
Yeah, and in respect to the 50, quite a dominant swim, nearly half a second ahead of the field, so really, really strong. And I think in the 100 butterfly again, Caleb Carlisle coming back from his first year overseas of training, looking really strong in that 100 butterfly. Looking forward to see how that'll develop into a 200 later this week, probably more of his dominant distance. And then
that was a great swim by Caleb Blair. Just really strong, really smooth. He controlled that whole race. That was great to see. Obviously, his experience overseas, bringing that back to New Zealand, is great to see him do some of those personal bests.
Yeah, and his first year out of that age group level, coming in, taking out that national title is great to see. And then we moved on to the 800 freestyle, the competitive race of the night. Eve Thomas, Erica Fairweather, Caitlin Deans, all going head to head. The highlight probably being one, Erica 8:21, really good sign for where she's sitting this time of season, and Caitlin Deans and Eve Thomas both going under that World Aquatics qualifying time. Caitlin taking that second spot there on that New Zealand team.
Yeah, what a great race by those Olympians all there together. That was great to see. We then finished the individual races off with Louis Clark in that 1500 metre, taking out the national title in that, and then making that qualification standard for the 3K open water event later on in the year. So he looked absolutely stoked with that national title and that qualification. I mean, he's obviously been putting in the hard yards for that one, so that's great to see. And then obviously onto our relays, the North Shore taking out the female 4x100, and then Club 37 taking out the male 4x100 freestyle.
Yeah, and obviously a lot of those swimmers getting ready for their 100-metre individual event tomorrow morning, so great to get a little bit of a splash out there. But we will take a quick ad break, and we'll be right back to wrap up our final medal ceremonies here this evening.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
Welcome back to the National Aquatics Centre here for our last medal ceremonies of this evening. We start this round of medal ceremonies with event 103, the women's 100-metre backstroke multi-class. In the bronze medal position, medals will be handed out by Helena Gasson, Aqua Black number 250 and Rio 2016 Olympian. Our first medals, the 100-metre backstroke multi-class in bronze position from Mount Eden, Tupo Nufui. In the silver medal spot from Whanganui, Lily Fox-Mason. And the gold medalist and national multi-class champion from Whakatane Swimming, Chloe Gladwin. Moving on to event 104, the men's 100-metre backstroke multi-class final. Your bronze medalist from Club 37, David Beck. In the silver medal spot from Central Hawke's Bay Swimming, Lance Dustow. And your gold medalist from Pukekohe Swimming, Joel Watkins. Our medals now for event number 5, the women's 100-metre butterfly. Our medal ceremonies thanks to Apollo Projects. The bronze medalists for the 17 and 18 100-metre breaststroke finalists. From Nelson South, Brooke Swan. The silver medal from North Shore, Amelia Bray. And the gold medal and 17 and 18 age group champion from Coast, Zoe Peterson. Your open medalists for the women's 100-metre butterfly. The bronze from Coast, Zoe Peterson. The silver medalist from Coast, Milan Glintmeyer. And the gold and your new national champion from Phoenix Aquatics, Vanessa Auerhahn. Moving your medalists for event number 6, the 17 and 18-year-old 100-metre butterfly men. The bronze medal from Porirua City Aquatics, Eric Wan. The silver medalist from Triton, Hamish Inwood. And your gold medalist from Roskill, Daniel Creting. Your open medalists for the men's 100-metre butterfly. In the bronze position from Club 37, Ryan Peck. In silver position from Matamata Swim Club, Lachlan O'Connor. And gold from Napier Aquahawks, Caleb Carlisle. Your medalists for event number 7, the 800-metre freestyle. Your 17 and 18-year-old medalists. The bronze from Jazzy, Brooke Bennett. The silver medal from Club 37, Olivia Emmett.
And the gold medal from Hamilton Aquatics, Sophie Hay. The open medalists for the women's 800 metre freestyle. In bronze from Coast Swim Club, Eve Thomas. In silver from Neptune Swim Club, Caitlin Deans. And the gold medal from North Shore, Erica Fairweather. Your medalists now for event number 8, the men's 1500 metre final. Your 17 and 18-year-old finalists. The bronze medal from North Shore, Jack Barton. The silver medal from Roskill, Ethan Stocks. And your gold medal from Kiwi, Alfie Weatherston Harvey. Your open medalists now for the men's 1500 metre freestyle. The bronze from Kiwi, Alfie Weatherston Harvey. Your silver medalist from Coast, Lan Hamlin-O. And the gold medalist from North Shore, Louis Clark. Your medalists for event 9, the women's 400 metre freestyle relay. The bronze medal from Club 37. Oh, sorry, it is Club 37. Ray Kwan, Eva Allen, Jessie Welsh and Kitty Yamagami. The silver medal goes to Coast, Zoe Pedersen, Milan Glipmeyer, Eve Thomas and Laura Coulter. And the gold medal goes to North Shore Swim Club, Chelsea Edwards, Amelia Bray, Erica Fairweather and Summer Osborne. And our final medals for this evening. Your medalists for event 10, the men's 400 metre freestyle relay. The bronze medal goes to Coast B. Liam Curling, Brendan Visser, Lan Hamlin-O and Jasper Cornish. Your silver medal goes to Coast A, Cameron Gray, Igor Rusinov, Fergus Eady and Sam Brown. And your gold medalists and national champions, Club 37, Carter Swift, Zachary Dow, Harrison Clowens and Ryan Peck.
And that wraps up the first final session of our 2025 National Championships here in Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland. Join us again tomorrow for day 2, session 3, live from 8:55 in the morning.